Sir, it's a good gesture that out of the 5 ministries we have chosen to discuss on its working, we have given priority to the donor ministry, which is a good sign to the people that we are giving importance to them. And moreover, sir, I am the first member to speak from the southern end of this country and not from the northeast region. It means that the issue of the certain area of a people should be taken up by only not those people. If it is really a nation which, as we project to outside, I should address the concerns of the people who are in the northeast as well as in the north, and so also they should be concerned about the people in the south. So that is unity in diversity. This is unity, and this unity cannot be brought by way of uniformity as some other people think. So the northeast region, which comprises of 8 states, the Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, and Nagaland, Sikkim, and Tripura. Sir, and this northeast region is connected to the rest of India by a narrow Siliguri corridor. Of course, as everyone pointed out, I think all the 3 members who have spoken are from the northeast. It is bestowed with rich natural resources like forests, biotechnology, and potential of hydroelectric power. And also the strategic situation of this country acts as a very good trade market for the countries of the East through the Act East policy. Sir, furthermore, it is, as well known, it is rich with culture and different ethnicities and captures the hearts of the people with its culture and traditions of the natural inhabitants there. They are all living in the hills. Many think, as Mr. Ripun Bora told, that since they are in the hill region, they are all backward. No, not that. They set an example to the other parts of the people in the other parts of the country. Sir, the region is rich in water resource with 33% of the country's total, and it also receives an annual average rainfall between 2,480 millimeters to 6,350 millimeters. Sir, which can be used for irrigation and enhancement of agriculture. Sir, the region is seeing such development under which the irrigation potential for 46,500 hectares has been created. Organic farming has been gaining pace under the region and is testament to the region's uniqueness and potential. So recently, the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh sent to all the members of Parliament, I think so, a pack of kiwi fruits, all by way of organic farming. And he has given a detailed letter of how it is being produced and also sought encouragement from the other sections of the people.
It's very tasty also.
Yes. Of course. Normally, anything which is produced in the hills will be tasty, and this is organic, totally organic. And he has also cited that many other things they are venturing, and he needed support. Of course, also we appreciated in return that, yes, you should be supported in other means also. Sir, the economic and infrastructural development of the region is progressing at a faster pace with increasing fund allocation for construction of roads and highways connecting cities and districts. However, sir, the post-colonial development in this region has faced and is facing challenges which hampers the development. That we should not forget, sir. Sir, in what manner? Because it has led to the lower pace of growth, both economic and social. And also in terms of industrialization and development of contributes little to India's GDP. Only because of the challenges which the region is facing. We may sanction more funds, sir, but what happens actually? The region suffers a decreased connectivity in terms of railways and road networks and continue to face civil disturbances. I expected any one of these members from the Northeast would have focused on that, which I would like to. Why a region is not able to come up to the extent it should have been? There are many reasons, out of which the main reason is the civil disturbance. Sir, most of these states border our country. And we know pretty well who are our neighbors, how friendly they are. So they face a very big problem by means of this insurgency of terrorism and other things, and also the local issues which have not been addressed for long, which has led to the unrest of the people and the youth in that area. Sir, the area still witnesses military involvement and the unjust shootings and killings of civilians, just like the case that came to limelight 3 months ago when 15 civilians lost their lives in the voting area of Mon district in Nagaland due to a case of misidentity. That issue was raised in this house also. Misidentity led to the cause of death of unnecessarily 15 civilians who were supposed to be terrorists and faced an open fire from the security forces. The aftermath was equally disturbing, where the more lives were lost on both sides in the clash between the villages and the armed force later. So the region has had a history of civil conflict, and this was not the first case of such kind. A month before, an army colonel, along with his family and 4 other personnel from the paramilitary force, were killed. Sir, main reason for that is parts of northeast region, as identified by experts, experience a hostile environment because of the Act, AFSPA, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. What is that AFSPA? I cannot go in detail because of the lack of time. But sir, when this act came into existence? The act, long history, dates back to the colonial times. To sabotage the Quit India movement in 1942, the British government brought this act. And later in 1947, 4 such ordinances were brought into place and to deal with the internal turmoil of the partition. That also one of the members who spoke here mentioned about. Because of the partition problem, again it was an ordinance was promulgated. In 1948, a single ordinance subsuming all the 4 was promulgated. It was finally repealed in 1957. But sir, in 1958, after seeing the growing disturbances owing to Naga rebellion, the act was brought back. Sir, what is the purpose of the act? The act came into force. Sir, very, very important. I think the government should take it into consideration. The act comes into force when an area is declared as a disturbed area by the state government. The status which is maintained for a minimum period of 6 months. The act grants the armed forces to exercise increased force and grants a higher degree of considerable impunity for maintaining internal security. That apart. One of the sections in the act, section 4, how it empowers. In a democratic country, in a republic country, any commissioned officer, warrant officer, non-commissioned officer, or any other person of equivalent rank in the armed forces may, in a disturbed area, fire upon or otherwise use force, even to the causing of death, against any person who is acting in contravention of any law, or order for the time being in force the disturbed area, prohibiting the assembly of 5 or more persons. That's it. Destroy any arms. Okay. Arrest without warrant any person who has committed to a cognizable offense or against whom a reasonable suspicion exists that he has committed or is about to commit. Either enter and search without warrant. And sir, section 6 of the act, that is very, very important. No prosecution, suit or other legal proceeding shall be instituted except with the previous sanction of the central government against any person in respect of anything done or purported to be done in the exercise of the power conferred by this act. So the unrest that is prevailing, it is not because of the issues only, because of such acts also. When the armed forces are empowered with such an enormous power, there are instances it could be misused. But when they say there could be no prosecution, no suit could be filed, what will happen? So it's high time, not only the state which is concerned, Nagaland, the other states surrounding all the northeastern regions is suffering only because of that, sir. and high time the government has to reconsider whether this act should continue.
License to kill.
License to kill. High time it is to repeal, sir. So I am speaking on behalf of the Northeast region. They spoke about the development. I am speaking about the safety of the people, their psychological, mental condition. When such an act is there, and the armed forces are wandering with enormous powers with no control upon them, the people will react in their own manner because the hilly people region. So, sir, it is an appeal. What is the necessity? Why the people should be killed unnecessarily? There may be issues anywhere. There will be, of course, people will rebel. In a democratic country, they have got right. But does it mean that they can be killed and they cannot be even questioned? It's a very big thing to be worried, sir. Sir, the Supreme Court has also observed, if an offence is committed even by an army personnel, there is no concept of absolute immunity from trial by the criminal court constituted under the criminal procedure. But there have been instances of even flouting the judgment of the Supreme Court. Sir, only one thing I would like to say, sir. The region with less insurgent activities continue to have heavy presence of armed forces which are protected under the AFSPA, which should be reconsidered immediately as I appealed. Sir, even after signing 6 years, after 6 years of signing the framework agreement between the National Socialist Council of Nagaland and the central government, there has been inordinate delay in the continuance of the Naga peace talks in finding a concrete solution. Sir, the region is abundant with resources, including farmland and talent pool, and truly efforts can lead to it being able to join hands on the path of growth and contribute significantly in the overall growth than to rely upon the army. The government should find some other way to coordinate with the people and find a peaceful solution, and to wish, as all wish, the Northeast region should flourish as it should be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tiruchu.